About a Music podcast, a production of Mike Rotondo and myself, Eric Burrell. Today's returning guest is Ryan Armour, lead singer of One Life and Close Enough. We dive deep into Steve Mueller's leather pants and try to pin Steve Crockett as being the Chicago upper tanker. Here we go.
I've been working out the other day and I pulled a muscle in my back and I'm like completely crippled. I can't breathe. My kids are like, come fucking throw the football with me. I'm like, bro, I can't even move. Like, what are you talking about?
I got a great story about this. So we shoot the music video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are all stretching. What in the fuck are you guys doing? You know, like calisthenics shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just come on, we're not.
Right.
You know, we're not at that point, are we?
We're not 65.
Yeah. So we shoot the video, and it was a relatively short video to shoot. We weren't there all, deep into the morning. I go home, dude, and I swear to God, I couldn't walk for 2 days.
Yeah.
Because my calf muscles from like trying to do the rocks pose had tightened up my calf so much that I literally, and I walk all day long. You know? So it's like I would never think that would happen to me. And so here I am making fun of them, and I should have been the one that
Dude, that shit, the back shit, that happens to me just existing. I don't, don't have to be working out or shooting a video.
No.
It's like, I walked from the kitchen to the living room. Yeah. All of a sudden, I'm fucked
Pulled a fucking
for a week. Damn.
Yeah, I woke up the fucking next day. And we were talking about before, like, I quit smoking a long time ago, and occasionally we'll have a couple. So the night of the video shoot, I had a couple with Eric, and then I'm singing and screaming for, 6 straight hours, basically. I woke up the next morning, and I think I texted Tom, and I was like, I feel like fucking Neptune stabbed me in the throat with his trident. Like, fucking, I can't talk. I'm fucked.
Yeah. Great video, though.
Yeah.
And you can find that on YouTube.
Yes.
Or at onelifetoDie.com.
I am the gun.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We have more. We're going to shoot another one.
Are we?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first. On whatever this podcast is called.
That's right.
Well, hopefully we do one for every song, but we'll see.
Well, you've seen the one that Cal Engel
Yeah, the
did.
one from back in the day. Yeah, I think he's still
For
kind
I
of
Never Wanted.
put that together.
Yeah, it's dope. It's got footage of our first show at the Fireside.
Right.
Well,
And then one of the Metro shows. And then I think the most recent show we played is in there, too.
Yeah, they're... what's cool about... We didn't record all the songs, but there's footage of that,
Right.
existing out there, so...
It's so crazy. I mean, I think you texted on the text thread, and, I mean, it's nuts how much better we look now than we did when we were fucking 23.
Yeah, the level of professionalism and all the work that we did during that time is shining now.
Yeah.
Everyone finally realized, all right, cool, like... if I'm going to do this, I really want to do it.
Yeah.
Not like, I just want to be famous.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, that we were fucking too concerned about shit that had nothing to do with the music back then.
Right.
For sure.
I always wonder, like with Backdrop or Tone Deaf, stuff like that, if we would have kept going and you didn't join the T's and, you guys would have stayed in Close Enough and stuff like that, like what would we sound like now? I always wanted to be like a harder band.
Yeah.
I never wanted to be to the bottom, and I enjoyed the oldies, but I always just loved guitar riffs, and I thought like let's just be harder,
Yeah.
And then I think we were going that way, and we were getting darker and starting to get more creative, And I always sit here and I'm like, I wonder if we did a record now, what it would sound like,
Yeah.
Would you guys still be ska?
I mean, we were never really...
Yeah, you were kind of like a
I don't know. Like, yeah, I would write ska songs, but then I'd write, punk songs or fucking Nirvana type songs
Right.
that had no ska elements. But then I was like, I want horns. And then the horns would be pissed at me because, hey, new song, where's the horn part? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's right. So I don't know.
And by the way, I would love to have Close Enough on Spotify. I would love to have Tone Deaf on Spotify or some where we can find it all,
Yeah.
I know there's a little bit on YouTube floating around.
Yeah, our guitar player
Yeah,
uploaded.
there's some
some of
close
that.
enough on there, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, you know, everything that has been done should be uploaded to that at some point. I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate that.
Like
Yeah.
5.
No. Well, I'm one of the 5.
Well, there's, I mean,
4 other people.
There's 3 of us right here.
There's that DuPage County Hardcore Bandcamp page that this guy's like archiving
No shit.
all kinds of stuff. That's where the Close Enough
Oh,
tape
fuck.
is.
Yeah.
Backdrop's probably on there. And if
I don't know.
well, Backdrop's on Spotify now anyway.
Yeah, I finally got around to getting that up
Yeah.
there.
I don't think he's got any. I don't think anybody has any Tone Deaf George stuff, but he's got so much. You know, there's stuff on there. You're like, oh my god, like Dutch Oven. What,
Dude.
where did you find this?
Dutch Oven. Ooh.
Like, you know,
So many bands come and gone.
or like the show off demos before they got signed.
Right.
You know, that kind of stuff. Ralphie when it was fast.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
I'm sure the Brockmeyer's stuff is up there.
Yeah.
So
Carbona's is up there.
Really?
Oh fuck, really?
Great.
Wow. So through the golf business that I work for,
Which, by the way, is
Sub 70 Golf, based in Sycamore, where we live, Eric and I. Anyways, through the golf business, I've gotten to know this guy named Bill Bush, who runs a podcast called Driving Range Heroes. Free advertising for him.
Yeah.
But anyways, Bill's a great guy, and I don't even know how the fuck we ended up talking about it, but he was like, yeah, it was like he worked at a music store in Glen Ellen, like while we were all doing the band thing. And I mentioned to him that I was in a band and way back in the day, and I was like, yeah, I'm in One Life. He's like, yeah, I don't know you guys. And then I mentioned Close Enough, and he was like, oh, I think I know Close Enough. He's like, I was a huge fucking Steve Mueller groupie back in the day. And this is before he
shit.
knew that I knew fucking Steve Mueller.
Yeah.
And he was like, so I was a huge fucking Morningside Drive guy. And I was like, fuck you. Steve is in One Life and like one of my best friends. Like, what the fuck?
damn.
So Bill freaks out, like we're texting, whatever. But he brought up a band that I thought that, like, fucking back in the day, they were like one of the few bands in the local scene that I was consistently fucking envious of in terms of songwriting and stage show. Retro Morning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
I used to fucking watch that guy play guitar and be like, that chord, like, why didn't
Yeah.
I think of that chord?
Dude, they were another one around the same time. Like,
Mhm.
okay, we left for tour, whatever.
Driveway
Uh,
participants.
Yes.
One Life was playing, you know, big shows, and Retro Morning was all over the place.
Yeah.
At that point, they were, I think they were playing Metro.
Yeah, they were.
You know, we left for tour, came back, and like the whole scene was gone.
Yeah, it was
pretty much
dead.
a year
Steve,
later.
yeah.
Or something
Steve
like
Mueller was in Retro for a little short time.
He
there,
was.
too.
Yeah.
2 great stories about Retro. Not only are they the most incredible dudes, but they would come all the way from Plainfield to hang out in the driveway and
Yes.
drink with us
Yep.
until the sun came up and my neighbor came over and kicked us out with his cup of coffee. Says, "Hey, why don't you guys put those down and have one of these?" But Matt Allison said, Darren said one time we were listening to something in the studio when we were recording something, and he says, Darren's like, frickin', how does Dan come up with these songs? And Matt goes to Darren, he's like, don't feel bad, bro. He's like, he's just one of those guys.
Yeah.
You can't touch him, you know. He's just awesome.
So good.
Yeah. And then Mueller came, and when he first joined the band, he's like, dude, my fingers won't even stretch
Yeah.
to hit the chords. They're these most fucked up, weird chords,
Yeah.
and I don't even know. He's like, the Beatles couldn't even invent this shit,
Yeah.
you know?
I swear to God, he used to fucking stretch like 7 frets.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like,
fucking ridiculous.
fuck you. Like, what are you talking about?
And his voice is fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, so he's in a band called something with I'll think of it as we're talking, but yeah, fantastic band.
Super good.
Yeah. Loma
Loma?
is the name of the band. Yeah.
All right. I'll check him out.
But yeah, another one just got up and moved.
Right?
I forget. I think he's in Texas now, and he has a studio. And it's just like, how the fuck did all this stuff happen? And,
Yeah.
you know, and he's recording all these bands.
That's
And,
cool.
yeah, lots of cool shit. I'd love to see Dan again.
But yeah, another band where you're like, how the fuck weren't they the biggest thing
Yeah.
in the world? You know.
Totally agree.
They had a little run there for a while. I think they were on Capitol, right?
Oh, okay.
Were they really?
Yeah, I think it was Capitol for was Sony a record. Sony was. That's just the headphones I'm wearing right now. But yeah, no, I think it was Capitol Records. They were on that for a little while. I could be wrong, Dan, if you're listening. So yell at me, but
Yeah, I was just always fucking blown away. Like I was the kind of person that, I mean, like I said, like I have a single vision musical mind at times, where like I get into one thing, and that's like all I want to fucking hear and do. But they were, and so like local bands to me, like it was like fucking this band over here, that band over there, whatever. Like I was always the kind of aloof douchebag lead singer guy that was like, okay, cool. Retro Morning was like the one band that I was like, fuck, like these are guys that are like in the scene with us, that we're playing with, that I legitimately think are fucking way better than we are.
Yeah.
which they were.
Which they fucking were.
Who is the scariest band you've ever seen? For me, it was fucking Ryan Durkin's band, Kung Fu Rick. They wear the fucking ski mask, and they literally, it's like you meet Ryan 3 seconds before that, you talk to him, and it's like, oh, he's giving you a hug, you know, and it's like, hey, what's up? And then he's fucking like screaming, getting the shit kicked.
Yeah.
It's like, I was so afraid. I was like, where am I right now? Especially at the fireside. And, oh, it was crazy. But is there any band that's ever like really like scared the fuck out of you?
Local bands?
Yeah.
No, not really. I mean, I'm trying to think.
Like any show you've been at where you're just kind of like, whoa, this
Well,
is getting out of hand a little bit?
I mean, fucking, like, I was a huge Glassjaw fan back in the day, and they were scary. Just, it was fucking chaos, basically.
Yeah.
Mars Volta, motherfuckers used to do backflips on stage. I mean, fuck, dude, like, when I was growing up in New York, I was very, very close to, like, the Syracuse and Buffalo hardcore scenes. So, like, when Victory Records first became a thing, it was really fucking, like, New York hardcore based. So, Earth Crisis, Snapcase, like, all these fucking crazy-ass New York hardcore bands. And you would go see these, like, I'd see these fucking bands in, like, dorm rooms. It was fucking insane.
Damn.
Yeah. So, like, people would be getting thrown through walls and shit and whatever. I'm trying to think. You know who fucking really scared me, actually? The Dog and Everything. Fucking Monahan is fucking 8 feet tall.
That's
Right.
true.
With giant curly fucking hair.
Right.
At one point, Augie had the bass with like the light up fret markers, like little LEDs. You would like, bloop, bloop, bloop.
I don't remember that.
It was like a fucking study in contrast because Augie's like 4.5 feet tall,
Right.
and Dan's 8 feet tall.
Which is what made them fucking awesome.
They were fucking great. Do you remember playing that, like, it was like it was a contest of some sort through like Q101 or whatever, and I don't know if it was One Life or Close Enough. I think it was One Life, but we ended up playing a show at like the Hard Rock downtown Chicago, and I think the Dog and Everything ended up winning.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. I can't recall what the fuck that was
Yeah.
or whatever, but it was a Q101 sponsored thing.
Fuck, I remember that. Who else played?
Yeah.
Hang on. Did Penny and the Loafers play
Yes.
that? There
Yes.
you go. Okay.
Yep.
Shit, there's another one.
Yeah, they were in, yeah, Penny and the Loafers. Good fucking band.
I don't know if Tone Deaf played, but I was there for sure.
Yeah, I
I
just
mean,
remember.
that's the cool thing is we were all there for
Yeah,
pretty
no
much
matter
all
what.
of them, no
Right.
matter what show it was.
Yeah.
That's what you did, you know?
I just remember being at the Hard Rock and like being half in the can drunk and looking up at fucking Monahan, like up on the stage and being like, he's so big.
I mean, how fortunate were we to be friends with everybody?
Dude.
I don't think anybody had anything against anybody.
Oh, no.
You know, it was like cheering everybody on, same fan base, everybody having a fucking blast, hanging out after the shows, partying our ass off. I mean, one by one, like as the days went by, it was just like it kept getting better and better and better.
Yeah. Like you said, there was never like jealousy. There was like a certain level of wanting something somebody else had.
Right.
That was maybe envy or whatever fucking term you might want to call it, but it wasn't grounded in like that band sucks and they don't deserve whatever they're getting. It was always like, fuck, like we really want to do that too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we could all fucking hang out, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, I've got pictures from fucking 20 years ago of, you know, us and the T's and fucking LBC and fucking Ramsey from Penny and just like everybody fucking hanging out and drinking beers and having a good time.
Right, and there's so many stories that I don't remember that it's nice when you do run into those guys because it's like, hey, do you remember when your brother was pissing in the sink and fucking you rescued his ass because he almost got his fucking ass kicked, you know, and at that frat party, and you know, and Darren just, I had nowhere to pee. I had to pee.
Yeah, had to go.
I peed in the
don't
sink.
know what you want me to
We're
do.
at a college party, you know,
right?
like,
Who cares?
there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh shit.
Yeah, all fucking great times. Tell us a little bit, really quick. You know, we can wrap it up here pretty soon, but talk about the golf thing a little bit.
So I met this guy, Jason Highland, lives in Sycamore. He owned a few different golf businesses.
By the way, it's a great fucking just golf name.
Yeah, I know.
Like
Isn't it fucking
Scottish
weird?
Highlands, you know?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
I know. It's fucking weird. He grew up in the highlands of Hinckley, Illinois.
Yeah.
Fucking great guy, by the way.
He's a great guy. So I happened to move into the neighborhood he lives in back in like 2012, and we like became friends over golf. Basically, we were hanging out in a local bar one night, and I was with a guy that knew him and one of his buddies, so we ended up talking golf and whatever, and we became fast friends and fucking hung out and played golf a ton. And then in like, I don't know, I'm gonna say like 2017, 2018, there was this like budding genre of things on the internet, which was like custom made something direct from this internet website. So the example that I had was I found this company called Ratio that made like custom made dress shirts. I'm a lawyer. I got to wear a lot of dress shirts. And for the price, like it was like $100 a shirt or something. And they took your measurements, they made your shirt. If it didn't fit right, they'd fix it, whatever. So we started talking about that, and he is really into watches, and he had found a couple of different watch companies that were doing kind of the same thing. They were making watches, but instead of selling them to jewelers or, you know, stores, they were selling them direct to people on the fucking internet. And they were cool watches, and you could get them for a shitload cheaper than you would get a really fucking nice watch somewhere else. So
Which nobody would have because it's custom.
Exactly.
Makes it
So
cooler.
we came up with this idea. We were like, fucking, I bet you could do that with golf clubs. Like, make super high-end golf clubs that are custom fit to the person, but we don't put them in stores. We don't put them in, like, golf course pro shops. None of that shit exists. We just sell it directly to the dude, and we can charge, like, half the amount that they would spend for a comparable set of irons from a big fucking, you know, Titleist or whatever. And it just so happened he had been in the golf industry for long enough that he knew he had connections like in China with forges and club designers and all this other shit. And so he started working on it. And we had talked about the idea for like 2 years. Just been like kind of kicking it around. And then one day he showed up at the golf course and was like, I'm fucking doing it. And I was like, well, I want to fucking be involved. We've been kicking this idea around for fucking 2 years. What do I have to do? And he was like, well, just let me fucking get it off the ground and we can talk, whatever. So he designed the first few sets of clubs, launched the business, and things went very slowly initially. And of course, like I was, you know, he would give me a club and I would demo it, whack it a few times, tell him what I thought, look at the designs, whatever. So about 2-3 years in, like things started to pick up for him on the golf side. They were starting to sell clubs, social media was moving, all that shit. And so he came to me and he was like, listen, I know you wanted to be involved from day one, so I'm thinking we need to launch an apparel line. How do you feel about running the apparel? And I was like, fucking in, man, whatever you need me to do, I'm totally down. So that was like 2 years ago almost. And it's been a fucking journey, dude. Like trying to figure out the apparel industry in general, trying to like make those contacts that he already had for clubs, but for the apparel shit in China. And of course, in the middle of it, COVID hit, so that screwed everything sideways. But yeah, I mean, it's the company's doing amazing. We really like are super focused on customer service and, you know, being sort of directly in line to the consumer. So there's none of the other bullshit that is you have to deal with large companies. We have we have a return policy that's basically never ending. Like if you get the clubs and you don't like the clubs, fucking send them back to us. We'll take them. It's fine. The company's kicking ass, and I am currently learning a lot about social media, which is not something that I ever like wanted to learn about or fucking have, but that's a part of the industry, so we're figuring that side of it out, and yeah, things are going well.
Well, for anyone that hasn't checked it out yet, I mean, you really got it dialed in, so you're doing something great. Where can we find it?
Sub70.com.
Perfect.
Yeah, we got all the apparel. We've got, I mean, it's funny because, like, when we started, the idea was golf shit, right? Like polos and shorts and pants and shit you'd wear on a golf course. But to be realistic about it, I was like, number one, like I designed the polo from the ground up, right? So like every fucking cut and every measurement like had to be. So that whole process took like a year. And in the meantime, I was like, well, we gotta fucking have something to sell. So let's start working on the simple shit, t-shirts and hoodies and hats and all that stuff. And really, it's developed. Like we're still working on fully fleshing out the golf apparel side of things, but really like the coolest shit we have is all like lifestyle wear.
Yeah,
it's the hoodies. It's like lightweight hoodies.
Yeah, I would agree.
Long sleeve t-shirts. It's fucking dope hats. It's, you know, fucking socks and belts and shit. So that's been an important part of it. And like I really think like I'm trying to design clothing that you can wear like to golf in, but then you also look dope as shit when you wear the same stuff to the bar after you leave the golf course. So that's the shot, and the logo's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, they made it pretty easy for me to fucking sell clothes.
Yeah.
When the logo is, you know, as cool as the Sub 70 logo is. So.
I mean, the hats are.
Yeah, it's just like you don't even fuck. I mean, the number of people that will ask you like, "What does that mean?" is fucking insane. I mean, you're just walking around. It's a line with the number 70 under it.
Yeah.
But it's like it clearly means something. And in golf parlance, obviously, sub 70 means like you shot lower than 70, which would be a fucking great round. And of course, we get the joke like, "Oh, if I shoot a fucking 100, I can't wear the hat." It's like, fuck you, no, wear the fucking hat. Yeah. Because it's cool.
Well, what's cool about it, right, is that it starts conversation. Because you see 70, you're like, "Oh, what the fuck is that?" Right? So, and then it's like, "Oh, it's golf." And then it's like, "Oh, you know, my uncle's a golf player," blah, blah, blah. You know, and so then it just leads to the next thing. So it's actually fantastic.
Yeah, well, it's been, to bring it back to like the creative side, you know, it's been like a creative outlet for me to be able to sit down and design logos and design clothes and shit like that. So it's cool. It brings me back to the old days where, like, you know, we'd fucking make our own flyers for shows.
Yeah.
You know?
It's no different.
Right.
Same shit.
I mean, how many fucking...
We have to learn the internet.
Right, exactly. I mean, how many shows did we fucking play at the Lombard VFW? Yeah. And had to fucking make our own flyers and...
It's crazy how many, like, life skills you develop being in a, you know...
No shit.
Just DIY band where you have to do everything.
It's just fucking being able to talk to people.
Yeah.
Like, being able to promote yourself.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, these are things, like, hopefully we're teaching our children.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, it's fucking... You want something? Like, you gotta go get it. And you gotta sell yourself.
Make a tape, print out the label, put it in the thing, you know.
Yeah, the whole Dave Grohl speech is pretty still spot on to, you know, it's still, you make the song,
right?
Record the song, you know, and then you make the T-shirts, whatever, all the shit, and then you go out and you play the shows, and
Yeah.
that's how it all works. And it's still the same process for anything that you do in any business opportunity you start. It's got to start with that one thing. What
Right.
are you what are you gonna do?
The only difference is, back then we didn't realize it was a business.
Right.
We're just like, oh, yeah, I don't know, the band, whatever.
Fucking around.
Yeah. I'm still kind of in that headspace.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's where the magic happens.
Yeah.
So before we go here, I always end up asking everybody this one question, and I'm really into wanting to know, when you sing on stage, where is your head at?
My head is completely fucking empty. Which I think there's probably two places that happens, and it's on stage and it's while I'm swinging a golf club. And it may also be maybe the reason why I sometimes drink a little bit, because the inner monologue in my head is constant. It never fucking shuts up. I've started to meditate. I started meditating like pretty seriously about a year ago, and I'm still doing it every day for at least 10 minutes. And I mean, more often than not, I'm like sitting down and thinking, which is not the idea of meditating.
Yeah.
But I'm working on that part of it. But
Takes a long fucking time. I'm in the same shoes as
yeah,
you. So
it's even just getting to the point where like I can observe my thoughts from like some distance away and just be like, okay, like that was a thought that I just had.
right.
But I don't have to like follow the stream and go with the thought. I can just kind of like let it go. Nah, man, when I'm singing, it's one of the very few times that I really like, I'm just reacting in real time and there's nothing happening inside of my head, which honestly is part of the reason why sometimes I forget the fucking lyrics because I'm just like so in the moment that if the lyric doesn't happen to come to me, I'm just like, fuck, I don't know what's happening, what's going on, which flips me out of the moment. And then I'm like, shit, okay, got to figure that one out, whatever. But yeah, no, man, that's part of the reason why music has been such an integral part of like who I've become as a human being, is because like you get on stage. I remember, the first time I ever played a show in my life, you're scared out of your fucking mind, right? Like you're like, fuck, I don't know what's going to happen. This could suck and I could be terrible and whatever. But it's like similar in a weird way to playing sports, which I did a lot of when I was a kid. And that is like you're nervous up until the moment that you begin. And then you begin, and then it all just fucking happens.
Right.
It all just flows. And you're not nervous anymore because you're not fucking thinking about anything.
Right.
You're just doing it. So it's a weird form of like emptiness that is like not normally achievable for me, at least, in everyday life, where I'm not concerned about anything. I'm just doing the thing. And then when the thing is over, all of a sudden, the fucking inner monologue kicks back in and I go like, oh, that was great, or oh, that kind of sucks, or oh, you're a shithead, or fucking, whatever.
Yeah, which is interesting because back in the van days of hanging out in the driveway when we were sitting around, you would bring over some tapes of like, there's some other songs that it was just me and acoustic, and we were listening to those, quite inebriated. But you're also, a lot of people, I don't know if they know this, like an incredible poet, and you write
Thank you.
quite a bit.
I did.
Yeah. But which shows in your lyrics, obviously, so that's interesting how you could be so crazy intense like a poet, but then go to perform what you have written and being not so much empty, but just, you're releasing it and you're just in the moment.
Yeah. I was going to ask you guys, actually, I was thinking about this earlier. So, obviously, all three of us are people that have written songs. What was your process for, like, lyric writing? And I will tell you mine to begin with. I would literally write down fucking pages of shit. And it would all just be like stream of consciousness, whatever. And I would like occasionally, it would rhyme sometimes, and sometimes it wouldn't. And then we would get to practice, and somebody would have a riff, or even like if I was at home and just wrote a riff or whatever, I would go through this like 1,000-word thing that I'd written and start to like pick out and bracket phrases. So I found, maybe like 2 years ago, I found an old book. I used to buy these like big fucking like, you know, whatever a sheet of paper is, just like blank pages, and I would write fucking shit all in these books. And I found a couple of the ones that were One Life songs, and I took a picture and I sent it to Jeremy Galanis, because like the lyrics for She Came to Me were like 3 words here, 6 words here, like 10 words. I mean, it just like, it was like fucking highlighted,
like,
bracketed shit.
Yeah.
And I would just kind of like go through and pick out words that worked. And it never, ever worked for me to like sit down and go like, okay, here's the first verse, and write, you know, 2 lines or 4 lines or whatever that rhymed, which is part of the reason why when the Tees were around in like the early Tees, and Tom was writing songs about like kitty cat shirts and fucking whatever, I was like, dude, this is the lamest shit
Man's
ever. Like, this
13.
is terrible. I'm sorry. Like, I love you, Tom, but this is fucking stupid. Because I think I came from like the Nirvana sort of like, I mean, obviously Kurt Cobain was a fucking genius, but you know, it seemed very like incoherent while still being totally coherent.
Right.
And so when I sat down to write lyrics, I was just like, I'm just going to write whatever comes to my brain, and then I'll fucking figure out the song part later. So, you guys, how do you write?
For me, it would either be I'll have a melody and I'll just be singing gibberish kind of.
Right.
But sometimes like very specific gibberish that like the words need to like sound like that
Yeah.
in order for the melody to like
To work. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
almost hear the word in the gibberish. Yeah.
Or I'll just, as I'm writing a melody, write the words.
The words just happen.
And then kind of go back and edit, you know, stop and go, you know,
Right.
line by line, and then never want to change anything
Yeah.
because I'm like, I don't know, that's how it is.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's how it came out.
Crazy. There is a buzz going on over here.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. It's what us. We're in a bus.
That's right.
I'm on a bus, motherfucker. Yeah. I'm a little worried about that because those are all up and they're normally at the line there, but we'll be all right. Fuck it.
Yeah, whatever.
Fuck it.
If people have to listen to a little buzz, they can fucking
Yeah,
deal.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've talked about this a little bit, but for my writing process, I don't know. It's always so different for me because either I'm really inspired by either I saw a movie
Mm-hmm.
and it struck me very romantically, emotionally, and either brought me back to a time where I had some kind of romantic encounter or, you know, whatever it might be. But like, I think I write more from always melody first. I have to
Right.
have that melody, obviously. I've never been able to sit down and write something like a whole page like you. Lyrics always come last for me. And I'll sing gibberish over everything.
Yeah.
Mike knows.
Oh, yeah.
And I only do that to get the melody out, obviously.
Right.
And then I'll go back and I always do have like a thought of what the song's going to be, which
Right.
is end up being that. But yeah, there's no real lyrics for it, and I really have to put a lot of time to think of how to like structure the song, you know, melodically
Yeah.
with the lyrics. But
I was never a great melody writer. Pat wrote most of the melodies for all the bands that we were in. So I would show up, even if I wrote the guitar part, I would be like, I have this guitar part, and he'd be like, okay, well the melody goes like this, and I'd be like, okay, cool.
right.
I'll find words that fit with the melody and whatever. So, yeah.
I think it's just a love for the craft, no matter what you're doing. You know, Mike and I wrote this new, so we have a song coming out called "Drop My Eggnog on the Dance Floor."
Nice.
Hopefully it'll be out before Christmas.
Is it dropped?
It's dropped my eggnog on the
okay.
dance floor. Yes, thanks for correcting me.
I thought it was just eggnog on the dance floor.
Or it is. You're right. Eggnog on the dance floor.
Okay.
The chorus is drop my and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So hopefully the song will see the light of day before Christmas. And it came together so fast over like the last couple of weeks. So it's just like still pretty fresh. I don't even think I remember the lyrics. But we're in the studio. So we were in here and we were writing with his neighbor that we interviewed, and we were having a lot of fun jamming and stuff or whatever. And Mike comes up with this list of freaking Christmas titles.
Nice.
So we were kind of fucking around in here or whatever, and I dropped my eggnog on the dance floor.
Yeah.
So then I just went home and literally I wrote the song in like fucking seconds. But I couldn't do it in here with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or we couldn't do it together, whatever the situation was. It just, I had to go home, and when I went home, it came out of me.
Right.
And then I go to Mike, and I'm like, well, let's record this. And so we tried me singing it one night, and Mike's like, got to sing it like this. I couldn't fucking do it. And I'm like,
hours.
And I'm like, I'm going to
The
go home.
melody?
Yeah, the melody.
Yeah. Fuck.
So like, my point is that like, for somebody to tell me how to do something, I
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah.
It has to come out of me. I'm very stubborn like that.
Dude.
And it's not that I don't want to. It's just that like I'm not programmed to change it.
I totally know what you're talking about. I mean, like, so like if I'm just listening to a record and I'm gonna make up like a harmony to the main melody, just like fucking off the cuff, it's always, I don't even know what the fuck it is, but I think it's thirds. I always sing a fucking third.
I don't even know what a third is, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Whatever. It's an interval. It's harmonious. Whatever. And Gilroy would fucking constantly be like, "Don't fucking always sing in thirds." And I'm like, "But that's the way my fucking brain works, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's what I hear, so that's what I fucking sing." So he would write fucking melodies for me, and it was the same fucking thing. Like I'd have to do it 100 fucking times to get it right because it wasn't the way that my brain fucking heard it or wanted it to be. And so I'm trying to fucking sing it the way my brain wants it to be, and he's like, "That's not fucking right."
Right. The same thing with One Life. Like, how many times you guys have to tell me the low part of freaking Give It Up?
Oh, dude.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Dude, to your credit, that's an insanely difficult part to fucking sing.
but I mean, like to try to
Give
do
it
the
up, give
fucking
it up,
upscale.
give it up.
When it gets
Yeah,
to the
right.
upscale,
Yes,
it's like
the key change.
I don't know. I just,
Key change.
yeah, it's hard. Because I just want to sing what the fuck I know. You
Dude,
know
I get it, man.
that I wrote.
Everybody's like fucking semi-programmed. Well, not everybody. There are people that are just fucking like polyphonic geniuses.
Yeah, Darren's great at backups. That's why we work great together. You
yeah.
know, he can pick up the backup and sing it the first time. I
Yeah.
could never do that the opposite way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're fucking great at that.
Well,
Well, fucking
It's crazy to me that like I don't know, just like some people have a inherent talent for shit like that, and like I don't honestly think of myself as like a really musical person. Like I love music, I like writing music, I like playing music, I like listening to music, but like I meet people who are like actual professional musicians who are really fucking talented.
Mm-hmm.
Like people can do shit that like I can't do in their brains.
Right.
I may be able to like sing the song or play the song on guitar, but like there's an element of creativity that goes along with the melody part of things that like I just have never felt like I fucking had, which was why my like marriage with Pat Gilroy was great, because like technically I can do a lot of that shit. You just got to fucking tell me what I got to do.
Right.
And Pat was very good at that.
Yeah, thank God for Pat in so many ways. I mean, every single person. I mean, the band, the love I have for this band, for One Life, I'll take it to my grave. I mean, it's such a. You guys are like all my brothers that I never had, you know.
sure,
and when
dude.
we're in the room, the love that I feel is so amazing. Even when Pat's yelling "fuck you" or Mueller or whatever it might be,
Right.
but. Like, I don't want to be anywhere else when
Yeah.
we get together, and especially if it's been a break and we get back in that room. I mean, I'm alive. My whole fucking life is on fire in those practices. And then when we get on that stage and play those songs, it's like, holy shit, this is what I've been missing my whole life.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
For sure.
I would agree. So anything new coming up for the old One Life here? I think we got we're gonna finish this record up.
Fuck, dude, I don't even know. I was at Tom's tracking vocals like 2 weeks ago with Pat, and that went quite well. And I'm just fucking waiting on people to comp vocals and mix shit.
Right. But hopefully we'll have it out by this year. I'm assuming.
I hope
Maybe
so, man.
Maybe two. We'll just be the gift that keeps giving.
It's like fucking Chinese democracy, dude.
Yeah.
It's just never gonna come out.
We're waiting for Carl Ryan to come forward. And
No,
give us the golden ticket.
the difference is when the One Life shit actually comes out, it'll be worth it. You know?
Right.
Unlike
Chinese democracy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you? What's up with the teas? Anything good going?
You know, we got this and that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, how was? Did you go to fucking Indonesia?
Yeah, Jakarta.
Yeah, how was that?
Awesome. Weird.
Yeah.
You know, long flight.
You guys were
Just-
there for like fucking a day and a half, right?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
It was like going there. Me and Tom flew to New Jersey, and then flew the other way to Tokyo.
Oh my god.
But it was cool.
Yeah.
You know, Weezer played. Apparently, it was like the biggest music festival in Southeast Asia,
That's fucking awesome.
and yeah.
Sweet.
You guys look.
And then we
really
turned
cool.
around and came
And flew
right back home.
Yeah, I know. So we tracked a couple One Life songs like the day before or 2 days before you guys left for that
The
trip. I was
equivalent of you
talking to
flying.
Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Tom about it. I was like, that's fucking bonkers, dude. Like literally flying 30 hours.
Yeah.
You're in town for 36 hours and then you're flying 30 hours back.
Yep.
It's fucking
And
crazy.
missed Thanksgiving, but who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
I'm really thankful for the what is their Instagram handle? It's like Plain White Tees Indonesia.
Yeah.
Those guys.
One dude.
One dude. Yeah, I don't know his name, but
Hang on. Dieter, I think.
Dieter.
Okay.
He had a German name.
Yeah,
and he's
sounds
like,
about
yeah.
right.
We're like, oh, nice to meet you. He's like, yeah,
Super
Dieter,
nice
German name.
dude. But he posts all kinds of footage of them playing because I love watching them. You know, wherever they're going, like it's so nice to kind of see like what they're doing. You know? And he had awesome footage.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you guys look badass up
Yeah.
there playing.
Yeah, he like came backstage in the dressing room and was hanging out. And
Great.
he was a cool dude.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nice that you guys finally got to meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. All right, well, should we wrap this up?
Sure.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, I
mean,
don't know.
I would love to talk for.
Yeah,
You know,
I got plenty of shit
it's
to
the
talk
old
about.
days.
Yeah.
Mike?
Fucking being a lawyer. I got a bunch of good stories
how's that
about being
going?
a lawyer. It's good.
What kind of law do you do?
So I practice mostly medical malpractice defense law.
Are you ever going to do it for real or just practice?
That was the
Do you get
fucking-
that joke a lot? I feel like
that was the best. No, I've never even fucking heard that.
yeah, that's the
before.
most obvious
That's
joke
the most-
to make. Come
I'm
on.
making more
The
coffee.
most fucking dad joke ever. It's fucking amazing.
So medical malpractice stuff.
Yeah, defense. So I defend doctors and nurses and hospitals and shit that get sued for malpractice.
They say you fucked up. You say no, we didn't.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
And yeah, so yeah, we've got we try a lot of cases like jury trials. So we did I think 5 trials in the last year. We're probably going to do 6 or 7 in 2023, so I'll be busy doing that. And it's good, man. Like I have a lot of interest in the medical field.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had my shit together more when I was in college,
Wait a minute. Oh, if I had my shit together more, I wouldn't be a lawyer. I'd be doing something, you know, for something professional, for real.
I mean, medical
Jesus
school.
Christ, this
Sometimes no. Like I literally fucking for about 5 years after I started doing the legal thing, I was like, man, I should have gone to fucking medical school.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I was smart enough to go to medical
No,
school.
and then you would have been
but-
like, oh man, I should have, you know, rocket science. I
right. I should have
Physics.
fucking yeah.
could have worked at Fermilab. Damn it. There's always something.
There's
right?
always something. There's always
Yeah.
you're right. There's always fucking something.
I think you're doing pretty damn
I'm-
good for yourself.
I'm
you
doing
know.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Thank you to Ryan Armour for gracing us with his presence.
Oh Jesus Christ! I don't grace anybody, but thank you for having me.
Sugar is death apart.
It was a great time. I'd be happy to fucking come back and hang out.
You're going to be a regular on the podcast because I feel
I love
like we need to do more of digging back and forward. But there's so many great. It'd be fun to get like Stubby, you know, like get a couple guys in
Yeah,
here and
big,
kind of tell.
big round table discussion.
Yeah, round
Yeah.
table discussion. I think that would be an incredible actual couple episodes. Do like maybe 2 or 3 of them and have a round table like that and go back and visit like what we thought happened and kind of like,
Yeah.
you know.
Like, no, you're wrong. It was like this.
Right.
No, this happened. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
There's,
exactly.
I mean, the thing that blows my fucking mind is that, like, when I left the scene, when I got booted from One Life, so much shit happened between then and now, where, like, people that were fucking kids taking pictures of us are now fucking gigantic famous photographers.
Right.
People that were Carl Ryan, coming to our shows and fucking being awesome and being like, dude,
Right now he's Billie Eilish.
yeah,
and-
let me help you promote your band. And now he's fucking giant and like running the music industry. Like it's fucking insane to me. I mean,
Cal.
Cal,
Fucking Cal's blowing the shit out. He's supposed
Right.
to actually, poor guy. He's been waiting for me to get back to him about photos. I was going to invite him tonight, but I knew we probably wouldn't be that long, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Nabil.
dude, the whole Nabil story is fucking bonkers shit.
We almost died because of Nabil.
We almost
I
fucking
mean,
got murdered.
It wasn't almost. We would have been dead. If
Yeah.
Pat didn't make us get the fuck out of there, we would have been dead.
Well, so here's the story, Mike.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
We fucking
And listeners.
and
And
listeners,
listeners.
Mike and listeners. We're going to get our fucking pictures taken for the first time as a band. We get a hold of Nabil because Nabil was shooting Lucky Boys Confusion at the time, and we were like, let's fucking use this guy. Nabil is this like crazy Australian dude that was an exchange student and fucking ended up staying in the States and whatever. So we drive downtown. It's fucking like, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. We meet Nabil. Nabil's like, okay, I got this fucking awesome spot we're going to go take pictures at.
And we're all excited as fuck.
We're like, fucking let's do it. We're game. So he drives us to Cabrini Green.
Awesome spot.
Which, for those who are not familiar, was a housing project on like I don't even know, it's like the west side of Chicago. It's by UIC. Doesn't exist anymore because they knocked it all down. When we went there, they were in the process of knocking some of it down.
Like South Loop, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get there, and there's like these crumbling, semi-knockdown housing projects.
Yeah.
And Nabil's like, this is going to look fucking amazing. Everybody get out of the car. Let's go. So we get out of the car, and we're there for fucking 5 minutes. Like, we're looking for somewhere to take pictures. And this is the way I remember this story.
Yeah, and I'm clueless
You-
because I'm like, I never go to the city. And at this point, Pat was a little more.
They were in DePaul. They were going to DePaul.
So they knew what the fuck was up down there.
So Pat and Jeremy were immediately like, we need to fucking get out of here. And Nabil was like, no, it's fucking cool. Don't worry about it. Like, we're going to get the pictures and we're going to get the fuck out. We're there for 5 minutes. This like 75-year-old black man walks up to us and he goes, what are you guys doing here? And Nabil's like, we're taking pictures. And the guy's like, if you don't leave in the next few minutes, you guys are all going to have a big fucking problem. And we were like, okay, we're leaving. And Nabil was like adamant. He was
Yeah.
like, we're fucking staying.
Yeah.
We're not leaving.
If he could have took the keys out of all the cars,
Yeah.
He would have.
Yeah.
I mean, we were literally like, okay, we need to fucking leave. And this guy was like, no, I'm serious. You guys got to fucking go. Like, something bad is going to happen. This guy was like looking out for us.
Yeah.
He was being serious. He was like, this is not the place for you guys. You got to fucking get out of here. So anyways, we like semi-ditched Nabil, our fucking photographer, walked back to the cars and ultimately fucking took pictures somewhere else. But
Okay, well, I remember it quite differently. Same, exactly how you said it, but you must have walked away and we must have still kind of been there taking like individual shots or doing something or whatever, because do you remember one by one people started coming out
there
of
were
the fucking corners?
Yes, there were people that were like coming out to see what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, and like kind of like grouping, like as if like they were going to surround us and fucking take all our money and kill us or something. I don't know. But
no,
yeah.
they probably just
You
would
know
have
what I mean?
robbed us and beat us up.
Right, at that point. But
Whatever.
yeah, man, that was probably the most scared shitless I've been in a long time.
Yeah.
Because you didn't know. We didn't know.
No,
And we
really didn't. We were stupid.
were outnumbered for sure. Plus Mueller, he's not gonna fight it.
I'll suck your dick. I'll suck your dick for crack.
I'll give you my leather pants. You just let me go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had several drinks, as evidenced on the table in front of me.
Well, ending on another high note.
High note.
By the way, there is a couple ending on a high note, but I don't think ending on a high note, so we might be good.
Well, we'll massage it.
We'll
into
massage
something-
it, yeah.
Something legal.
Massage it.
Finesse it.
Yeah.
You need a lawyer, let me know.
All right. Pro bono.
Sure.
Hell yeah. We got it on tape.
Shit.
Later.
Bye.